And welcome to all our viewers in Nigeria and around the world to News Cycle on Global Television, coming to you live from the nation's capital, Abuja. I am Jumai Manson. A quick reminder that Global Television is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now the news info. As Nigeria joins the rest of the world to mark International Workers' Day, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has reaffirmed his administration's commitment to policies aimed at ensuring a seamless and productive work environment for Nigerian workers. President Tinubu, who was represented by the Secretary General of the Federation, George Akume, made this known at International Workers' Day in Abuja. Samuel Odi reports.
In a message to commemorate May Day, President Tinubu, who was represented by the Secretary General of the Federation, George Akume, says his government remains focused on reforms that will enhance efficiency, protect workers' rights, and improve overall productivity across sectors. He notes that ongoing policy adjustments are designed to remove bottlenecks affecting workflow and create a more suitable and supportive labor environment.
My administration has placed higher attention at the national commitment. Bearing in mind that this development affects productivity, better livelihoods, and the mind comfort of workers and workers alike.
However, the president of Nigerian Labour Congress, Joe Ajore, paints a different picture, highlighting the harsh economic realities confronting workers. Ajore says rising inflation, stagnant wages, and increasing cost of living are significantly affecting workers' morale and efficiency, stressing that many Nigerians are struggling to maintain productivity under current conditions.
Macroeconomic stability cannot be reduced to inflation rates, exchange rates, or capital inflows alone. True stability is reflected in secure jobs, rising wages, thriving local industries, and government capable of providing essential services.
Also weighing in, President of the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, Festus Osifo, draws attention to the high cost of electricity, describing it as a major burden on both workers and businesses. Osifo warns that accelerating energy tariffs are not only reducing disposable income but also disrupting workflow, particularly for small and medium-scale enterprises.
What was promised as reform has become a burden, as consumers are forced to pay higher tariffs for unreliable supply. The introduction of bank classifications has only worsened equality, with citizens paying more without commensurate services. It is unacceptable that in just the past 3 years, over 10 trillion naira of public funds has been transferred into a sector whose assets were sold for about 4 billion naira.
As Workers' Day celebration continues nationwide, the call for balanced economic reforms are improved. Welfare remains central, with labor leaders urging government to match policies and promises with tangible beliefs for Nigerian workers. Samuel Odi, Global TV News.
Governor Abba Yusuf has ordered an investigation into the alleged deduction of 1.5 billion naira from workers' salaries in the state. Yusuf gave the directive while addressing workers during the International Workers' Day celebration held at Sani Abacha Stadium. The governor says the probe will focus on allegations involving a former head of service, Abdullahi Musa. He added that anyone found culpable will be punished, while any recovered funds will be returned to affected workers. Meanwhile, stakeholders of the All Progressive Congress APC in Kano State have unanimously adopted President Bola Ahmed Tinubu as the party's sole presidential candidate for the 2027 general elections and pledged a donation of 50 million naira towards the purchase of his expression of interest in nomination forms. Decision was reached at a high-level stakeholders meeting held at the Coronation Hall of Kano Government House, where party leaders reaffirmed their commitment to continuity of the president's leadership. The meeting also reaffirmed the endorsement of Governor Abba Kabir Yusuf as the APC's sole governorship candidate in Kano State. As part of efforts to strengthen unity and cohesion within the party, former national chairman of the APC, Abdullahi Ganduje, says The endorsement reflects their confidence in the President's leadership and ongoing reforms, as well as their collective resolve to ensure the party's success in the 2027 general election.
Our present executive governor of Kano State is the only candidate for the governorship election come 2027. In order to actualize that our resolution, we have to follow due process. The first step of the due process is the purchase of two important documents. One, expression of interest form, because you have to show your interest first. And second, your nomination form, which will be filled by some designated party officials. In the former, National Chairman of the Green Party, I, in my honor, on behalf of all the delegation here, present these two important documents.
Over now to organized labor in Sokoto State, comprising the Nigerian Labour Congress and the Trade Union Congress of Nigeria, has endorsed Governor Ahmed Aliyu for a second term in 2027. The endorsement was announced during the International Workers' Day celebration in Sokoto. The state chairman of the NLC, Abdullahi Aliyu Jungu, says the decision was based on the administration's welfare policies, including the implementation of 70,000 Naira national minimum wage and regular payment of salaries and pensions. The labor union also presented the governor with an award of excellence, describing it as the first of its kind in the state. The Lagos State Chapter of Nigeria Labour Congress has called on the state government to increase the minimum wage for workers from 85,000 Naira to 225,000 Naira. The chairperson of the council, Fumi Sisi, made the demand during the International Workers' Day held at Mobolaji Johnson Arena. Sisi says the proposed increase has become necessary due to the rising inflation and high cost of living in the state. She noted that while the current wage approved by Governor Babajide Sanwo-Olu was commendable, it was no longer sufficient to meet workers' needs. She also raised concerns over insecurity and poverty, describing them as major challenges affecting workers' productivity and welfare. Organized labor under the African Regional Organization of the International Trade Union Confederation has raised concern over what it describes as worsening inequality and economic hardship across the continent. This year's International Workers' Day, Africa is facing a growing imbalance in wealth distribution. Economic gains are increasingly concentrated among a small segment of society, while many workers continue to struggle with rising living costs and limited opportunities. By its General Secretary, Akhtar Joel Odigwe, the organization attributed the situation to structural economic challenges, including corruption, risk, illicit financial flows, and weak fiscal accountability in some jurisdictions. The Independent National Electoral Commission has reversed its official database, restoring Senator David Mark as national chairman of the African Democratic Congress and reinstating other principal figures within the party's National Working Committee. A review of the Commission's website confirmed the updated leadership structure of the ADC, listing Mark as chairman and former Ogun State Governor Rauf Aregbesola as National Secretary. Also reinstated are Mani Ahmed as National Treasurer, Akibu Dalhatu as National Financial Secretary, and Osarime Osobo as National Legal Advisor. Stakeholders of the All Progressive Congress in Kano State have purchased expression of interest and nomination forms for Governor Abakabir Yusuf. The former national chairman of the party, Abdullahi Umar Ganduje, presented the form to the governor during a stakeholders meeting held in Kano. The presentation of the form serves as a symbolic adaptation of Governor Yusuf as a party's governorship candidate in the state. The Nigerian Union of Pensioners in Benue State and Benue Motorcycle Operators Association, popularly known as Okada Riders, have fulfilled their pledge to purchase the governor's nomination and expression of interest forms valued at 50 million naira. And the development was announced in Makodi during a joint briefing by leaders of both groups. Felicity in Dem. Small.
They say their decision is driven by what they described as improved welfare, infrastructural development, and inclusive governance under the earlier-led administration. For the pensioners, the endorsement is anchored on prompt payment of pension and other entitlements within the past 3 years, which they say has restored confidence in government commitment to retirees' welfare.
No other person will take care of us except him. So what I'm saying is it's a hardship to buy form. We are capable, we pensioners are capable to buy form for Aliyah come 2027. He has no time to waste time saying I'm going to look for money or pick money somewhere. So they will say he's stealing money from government to buy form. We are buying form for him from our own purse. We are proud about it.
On their part, the motorcycle operators say ongoing road constructions projects across the state have eased transportation challenges, improved safety, and boosted their daily economic activities. They explained that the development informed their decision to join the pensioners in backing the governor's second-term ambition.
His cordial relationship with us gives us reason to grant him our grand patron. And by this, we see reasons to cooperate with our fathers, NUP, to purchase form for him come 2027. We have no reason to go back. We have every reason to support him.
Both groups say their action reflects growing grassroots mobilization ahead of the 2027 general elections as political alignments begin to take shape in the state. In Makodi, Felicity Ndere reporting for Global Television News.
The governor of Akwa Ibom State, Umar Eno, has commended the Nigerian Air Force for what he described as its straightened operational presence in the state, saying it was significantly improved security, boosted investor confidence, and supported economic stability. A post on the Nigerian Air Force X handle states that the governor made the remark during the operational visit of the Chief of Air Staff, Sunday Aneke, to Akwa Ibom State, where he inspected key facilities and engagements around the newly operational 309 Composite Group in Eket. Describing the development as a major security milestone, the governor said the presence of the Air Force formation was already yielding visible results across the state and the larger Delta region. The Kano State Hisbah Board has said it will commence medical screening for 3,000 prospective couples ahead of a planned mass wedding in the state. The Deputy Commander General of the board, Majuhideen Amuddin, disclosed this to Newman. He said the exercise will involve 1,500 men and 1,500 women selected for the program. You are watching the live broadcast of News Cycle. News Cycle continues after this weather forecast, plus business, foreign, and sports stories on the other side of this break. Please stay with us. You're welcome back, and if you're just tuning in, this is News Cycle on Global Television. Thank you for staying with us. In business news now, President Bola Ahmed Tinubu has begun a fresh restructuring of Nigeria's power sector with the nomination of a new Minister of Power and appointment of a special advisor to head the Presidential Task Force on Sector Reforms. In a move aid at accelerating reforms in the electricity value chain, the President nominated Joseph Tegbe as Minister of Power, subject to Senate confirmation, while also appointing a former Power Minister, Lanre Babalola, as Special Advisor on Power and Chairman of the Presidential Task Force on Power Sector Reset and Restoration. The developments were contained in separate State House press releases issued by the Special Advisor to the President on Information and Strategy, Bayo Ononuga. Dangote Petroleum Refinery says it has approved the recall of engineers previously sacked and redeployed across its business units during its face-off with the Petroleum and Natural Gas Senior Staff Association of Nigeria. In a statement, the refinery said the recall followed what management described as a conditional pardon after internal disciplinary actions linked to operational disruptions. The company, however, issued a firm warning that any reoccurrence of misconduct will attract immediate and decisive sanctions, underscoring its zero-tolerance stance on actions culpable of undermining operations. On the foreign scene now, Sweden has approved major reforms to its citizenship framework that will significantly tighten eligibility requirements for foreign nationals, with new rules set to take effect from June 6, 2026. As reported under the reverse policy, the minimum residency period required to qualify for Swedish citizenship will increase from 5 years to 8 years, marking one of the most substantial changes to the country's naturalization system in recent years. Authorities say the adjustment is aimed at strengthening integration and ensuring applicants have a longer-term commitment to life in Sweden. The new rule will apply to both new applications and pending cases that have not been decided by the implementation date, meaning eligibility would depend on when a decision is made rather than when an application was submitted. Iran's Supreme Court Chief Ghulam Hussein says Tehran never stopped negotiating with the U.S. The Chief Justice also said Iran would be pursuing legal action against Washington. Ghulam also noted that while Iran always welcomed negotiations, diplomacy is based on logic and rationality. In sports stories now, excitement and color filled the air as students of the Nigerian Army Officers' Wives Association Naowa School gathered for the inter-house sports competition, showcasing talent, discipline, and teamwork. Kabir Hassan tells us more.
The event began with a vibrant parade as pupils marched proudly in their house colors, reflecting unity and school spirit. Track events, including 10-meter race and a relay competition, saw students display speed, coordination, and determination. Fun activities such as a number count challenge, first to get ready for school, and dance performance added excitement, drawing cheers from parents, teachers, and guests. Chairman of the event, Dr. Shafia Hassan Abdullahi, represented by Mrs. Abdullahi, commended the people for their commitment, pride, and respect, while appreciating parents and guardians for their continuous support.
Naowa believes that a complete child must be sound in the body, mind, and character. That is why Our Excellency remains committed to supporting both academics and curriculum activities in all Naowa schools.
She noted that beyond competition, the event is designed to instill discipline, confidence, and teamwork among the people. The overall winner expressed excitement and appreciation for the support received.
I feel happy. Thank you, teachers. Thank you, member, for giving us the morale. And finally, we take first position. Thank you. We appreciate it, our teachers. Please, we'll give you a morale, big one.
The competition ended with the presentation of awards and outstanding performance as students celebrated a day of sportsmanship and excellence. Kabir Hassan, Global TV News.
All right, now, United States-based splinters Rosemary Chukuma and Blessing Ogundiran are on the brink of missing Nigeria's campaign at the World's Relay 2026 due to testing and travel difficulties. The competition is scheduled to take place from May 2nd to May 3rd at Botswana National Stadium in Gaborone. Both athletes have been unable to link up with the Nigerian contingent ahead of the event due to circumstances beyond their control. Bayern Munich have reignited their interest in Victor Osimhen, stepping up monitoring of the striker amid growing competition from Arsenal. The Nigerian forward, currently staring at Galatasaray, has emerged as a prime attacking target for Europe's elite following an impressive run of the form this season. Arsenal are understood to have already conducted an in-depth assessment with sporting director Andrea Berta reportedly present at Saturday's Istanbul derby, where Galatasaray trashed Fenerbahce 3-0. That's it on News Cycle. A quick reminder that Global TV is on DSTV channel 365 and Star Times channel 276. Now kindly follow us across all social media platforms now showing on your screen by using @GlobalTVNG. I am Jumai Manson. Thank you for watching.